Okay, so we're going to talk about saving some money, but again, remember the impulse buying stuff? We hope to be able to avoid being Dory and being distracted by every little thing that we find interesting, and then that makes it more difficult to save that money. Okay? Now we're going to go back and focus right now just on this simple 50-30-20 version of the budget. Just as a starting point, that realistically it doesn't really matter what we're using as our budget guide, but just so that we have the guide, some guide, so we can look at how much do we want to put aside for savings. Okay. So if I have a monthly income of $2,500, I know just from reading this that I'm going to set aside 20% of that for savings. Okay. And this is not new. We've already done this work. So if I'm going to determine how much I'm saving every month, I'm just going to take that monthly income, there it is, and multiply it by whatever percentage. So the 20%. How much am I setting aside for savings this month? Excellent, $500. Okay. So then I just did this work right now. The monthly income was $2,500. I'm saving 20%. So I put aside $500 each month for savings. That's a pretty good amount. But now what does that mean in terms of how much should I set aside annually? For the whole year, what is that annual amount of savings? Well, at my house, there are 12 months in a year. So all I have to do to figure out the annual savings is take that monthly savings that I have and multiply it by 12, and that's how much will be in my account. So I'm going to do that. My annual savings, the 500 times 12. So how much have I set aside for the whole year for savings? Great job. $6,000. That's a good amount of money, right? At the end of a year, it'd be nice to go to your bank account and look and say, I've got $6,000 in there. Awesome. And so now as we focus on determining what's that annual amount that I'm putting in for savings, assuming that I'm putting in an amount consistently. Well, we just did this example, the monthly amount times 12. Well, what if I get paid twice a month? Well, that's the semi-monthly, is 2 checks a month. So I'm going to take that amount, multiply it by 24. A lot of folks get paid every other week. That's bi-weekly. So I'm going to take that bi-weekly amount, multiply it by 26. And if you're getting paid every week, I'm going to take that weekly amount that I'm putting into my savings account and multiply it by 52. And again, my goal is how much did I put into my savings account for the year? Okay. So we want to keep track of all those numbers. And so let's do another example with monthly. $19.85 is how much I earn each month. Again, my savings percentage is 20%. You're just reading that, whatever chart is available for you to get that savings percentage. So how much do I put into my savings account every month? Great, $397. But now again, I want to find out how much for the whole year. What's that annual amount of savings? Because it's monthly, I'm going to multiply that monthly amount by 12. I'm going to remember those numbers. And so I take my monthly amount, multiply it by 12. So what did I put into my savings account for the whole year? Great job, $4,764. Okay, let's do another one. Now I'm getting paid semi-monthly, so I'm getting 2 checks a month. So I get $1,200 on each one of those checks. Again, I'm putting 20% into savings. So I'm going to take that semi-monthly amount, multiply it by my savings percentage to figure out how much per check is going into my savings account. So what will that amount be? Great, $240. Again, I want to find out how much per year, so my annual savings, that semi-monthly savings, times 24 because I get 24 checks per year. So there it is, there's my amount per check times the 24 checks. So how much did I put into my account for the year? Excellent, $5,760. Okay, Let's get another one going. Now bi-weekly, so I'm getting paid every other week. 925, again, I'm using that same 20% because that's what's in my list. That's what's in the budget. And so I'm taking that bi-weekly income, multiplying it by that percentage. So how much am I putting into my account every time I get paid? Excellent, $185. Again, I want to determine how much for the whole year. My annual savings, bi-weekly, I'm getting paid every other week. I get 26 checks for the year. So I'm going to multiply that bi-weekly amount by 26. There it is, the 185 times 26. So how much do I put in my account for the whole year? Excellent job, $4,810. Okay, one last one. This time I'm getting paid every week. $680. Again, I'm just using whatever percentage for savings is in my budget. 20% here. So I take my weekly amount of pay times that 20%. How much am I putting into my account with each check here? Great, $136. Again, I want to determine the whole year, so my annual savings is that weekly savings times 52 because I'm getting 52 checks in a year. So there I take my weekly amount is 136, 52 checks. How much am I putting into my account each year? Excellent, $7,072. Beautifully done, beautifully done. And again, the key as we're doing this to determine the annual amount is keeping in mind what wording is associated with what number. Monthly means we're multiplying by 12. Semi-monthly means we're multiplying by 24. Bi-weekly means we're multiplying by 26. And weekly means we're multiplying by 54. That's the key, the wording with the number. Monthly is 12, semi-monthly is 24, bi-weekly is 26, weekly is 52. So you and SpongeBob, you guys got this. We're working on the 21 annual savings dollars determined class kick assignment. Excellent job. Look forward to your great work.